All right, well, welcome everyone here for Game 2 of the doubleheader this afternoon here at Rodman Arena. Mark Hoover for NCM along with Joe Spadorsha. Joe, class of 2018, first year back. You and I were talking just before we got on the air, just a year ago today that you were kind of, standing on that other side of the glass, itching to get on the ice to start the season. Tell us what's going through the minds of these guys as they're getting ready for the season.
One of the best feelings ever coming out of tryouts. It's a long process. They got the camp beforehand, and you're just itching to play at this point. You got a lot of practices, a lot of sprints, and you're just ready to get on the ice. Hopefully they got to do a quick transition into their first game here as we'll see a couple mental mistakes, but hopefully they can get right into the swing of things.
Yeah, it's interesting with Thanksgiving being as late as it was. Tryouts were pushed. The season this year is kind of condensed, and so they're going to be pushing a lot of games in here, and so we'll see what the Mustangs can bring out. The girls had played earlier today to a 5-2 win over Ashland, so the Mustangs will take on Ashland again in the first season here at the Tri-Valley. Harry Gover, the assistant captain, works it out of his own zone, quickly on over ahead to Leiden. Leiden will take a shot, whistles it just wide. Picked up there by Matt Milko. Milko will hold on to it. Dumps it in quickly there. Nick Fish, a couple names to keep an eye out here for Ashland. Fish and Milko, two juniors, two of the leading scorers through the playoffs last year. So a couple of guys to keep an eye out for. And Joe, you guys had a phenomenal season last year, getting yourselves all the way out there to take on Canton, and one of your last losses before you went on that terrific unbeaten streak was to the same Ashland team here.
Yeah, we had 3 losses last season. It was a lot of fun, but first game, I think we had too much confidence coming in. A lot of the names that we grew up playing with, we were ready to go, and we kind of sat back for this game, which is something that I don't think the Mustangs have a lot of room to do this year,
exactly.
Given all the seniors that have graduated last year as the play goes on. So hopefully they can get right out here, do whatever it takes, get a shot on net, take a big hit, give a big hit. Sometimes you got to take one to get in, but do whatever they can to just jump right in.
Exactly. Yep. You got to watch here. I've been watching Ashland early on. They've been kind of sending one of their forwards and floating them out by the red line, so something we'll want to try to keep an eye on.
Yeah, it's one thing they loved to do last year with one of their players. I believe he was a junior. He was Tri-Valley League MVP the year before. Loved to hang out near the far blue line.
You mentioned the loss of a lot of seniors, including yourself from last year. Reared in between the pipes, a 4-year starter for the Mustangs. So Bartuca's going to...
Whoa. As that one zips wide.
Pick up, and that was a nice shot there by Cataldo. Nice to see him getting some time up there on the blue line. He'll be anchoring off with George Tolman on the other side for the D. Ashland's able to clear its own zone. Cataldo will take it.
Yeah, Reardon was a big loss for the Mustangs. He was the Tri-Valley goalie of the year. So, that's obviously a hard void to fill. But I've heard good things from almost everybody on the team and the coaching staff about Bartuca and how his game has improved.
And they're looking at 3 goalies there between Walsh, Ethan Barrows. You got a junior, sophomore, and freshman. So there's some talent here that Coach Allen can work with goaltending-wise.
Yeah, hopefully he can give him some time as the season goes on just to develop at the varsity level.
Exactly. So Mustangs continue play here. Picked up there by Rivia. He'll dump it back in. Kyle Ledger will pick it up behind his own net. Quickly on ahead to Brendan Allen, the junior. Shot up and into the netting. 12:08 early here in the first period. You think back to last year's squad and that run that you guys went on, including that big overtime win at Scituate, the 3-2 win there against Attleboro, and then just running into that Canton team that was just, top to bottom, just a very good squad. But it was such a good turnaround season for the Mustangs last year, their first full year in the TVL. It was a really pleasure to watch that squad last year.
Yeah, it was definitely something new. We didn't know a lot about all the teams. We'd been in the Bay State for like 100 years, so we kind of knew what every coach had because they've been coaching for a long time in the Bay State. So it was interesting to learn their games.
Yep.
We watched a whole lot of film last year before the games. And hopefully this year they have a better idea of what they're going up against before the puck drop.
Exactly. Icing here on Ashland will come all the way down. Dante DeVonzo is the starting goaltender this year for Ashland. It'll come off to his left. 11:36 left in the first. Jake Rousseau, assistant captain, had that big goal against Scituate in the overtime. Wins the drawback. Marchand.
Big goal in the North Attleboro game as well.
Yep. He really kind of came in there and just really made some noise there in the playoffs. Strong there by Don Baselli. He's ridden off the play. Baselli continues to work into the corner. Zipped on up the head to Marchand. Marchand holds. Ants will take a peek. Goes far side. Picked off there. Ashland's got to wait. Offsides is cleared. Lars Buthrod. Quick pick up. Quick on out. Nice transition there. Dumped it on in. Just misses Rousseau. So you got the line of Rousseau, Harry Gover, and Anthony Marchand.
The captain line.
Yep. Talo moves in. Keeps it in deep. Cycled around there. Takes a little hop. Brett Irwin tries to clear it, the senior. Held in. Picked up out of the zone. Young Nick Spadorsha fires on back in. It's got to be kind of fun to watch your younger brother there.
Yeah, I just happened to notice he's wearing the pants that I wore my senior year, so that's kind of funny. That one goes for icing. Seen a lot of good things here early on. A lot of Mustangs going out there finishing their hits, trying to get their feet under them, trying to just mentally get up to speed.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, you go through the tryouts, you have that the jamboree, as it were, up there in Marlboro, but until you can really kind of actually put them on for the full 3 periods, you have those first initial jitterbugs. So here comes Ashland breaking out.
Trouble here.
2-on-1, nice job there. Bartukas strong to the task, but that was a nice move there by Ashland. Odd man rush. Catalo's able to turn it around. Picked up quickly by Miles Kidd. Miles Kidd up to Spadorsha. Spadorsha's off on the boards. Dumped back in. It'll be cleared out. Should be on. No icing. Norwood will get the change here. Left for Chris Moriarty. Moriarty on up ahead to Reba.
I think we're getting our first look at the third line here.
And, sometimes that's, we talked about that actually, Bill Nauman and I, in the girls' game that was on earlier. If you can get some time here for that third line, it's kind of tough to run 2 lines, and then by the third period, a lot of those guys that you're going to kind of count on are, there's not much left in the tank. So if you can get that third line to give you a few minutes, it helps, manage the entire game.
Yeah, that should be one of the interesting points to pay attention to during the season, what Coach Allen and staff do. About the line situation, they obviously don't have the depth they had last year. They do have good players, but they don't have 3 solid lines like we could count on last year. So they'll see how they mix in the third line.
Tommy Dooley out there with Max Sharkey. Sharkey picked it up. Tommy Dooley off of the stick. Bartuka strong to the task. So he'll tie that up with 9:10 left in the first period. Ashland kind of picking up their game a little bit. It's one of those, like you said, you see that third line, you just need them to kind of give these guys a rest, be productive. The third line of the girls' game actually pulled in 2 goals earlier today, so that's the kind of stuff that you're looking for.
Yeah, one of Coach Allen's favorite things is just stay even, play good defense if you're the third line.
Yep.
Throw a hit, get some energy going for the bench so they can, rest up.
Ants just misses Gover on the far side. Dumped back in there sharply. Comes all the way around. Aiden Fish. He battles in the near corner. Ants pulls it out. Ants goes strong to the net. DeVonzo holds the post. Ashland working for their trouble. That'll be a trip there. I think they're going to get Gover on the trip. I don't think he certainly intended to do that. I think the stick just kind of got caught up.
Yeah, well, intention isn't written in the rules, so if only it was, I would have had a lot less penalties.
Exactly, yeah.
Probably not, actually.
Sorry, that was a mistake. I
really didn't mean to
I didn't mean. Oh, okay, son, come on out. Our mistake. So big test here for the Mustangs early on. 8:35 in the first. They'll go on the man down as Ashland will take the extra man off to Bartuka's left.
Yeah, they put out two defensemen, two forwards. As you usually do. Big block
Nice
there by
block
Russo.
there by Rousseau. Nice job. Makes Ashland regroup. Back on here to Nick Fish. Fish bothered for trouble. He'll work it on back. Baselli works it across. Back to Fish. Fish will dump it in. Comes here into the near corner. Chase quickly. Ants has it. Able to clear the zone. Nice job.
Take the hit, make the play. That was a good play there by Marchand.
What's nice is they'll get 2 new forwards out. You got the 2-minute penalty, so you need to kind of have some. You can't have one set going the whole time. That'll whistle just wide. Back on up top. Fish will dump it in. Picked up there by Matt Milko. Milko down low. Fathered quickly by Jack Lydon. On ahead to Fish. Fish is able to keep it in. One time stop solid there by Bartuka.
Made both saves there.
Yep.
Bartuka's been tested early, especially here on this power play as Ashland tries to put pressure on.
That was some nice movement there from the Ashland squad as Baselli was on that far dot. But it was a nice pass over by Nick Fish. Was able to, but Bartuka saw it. Made the first stop and the second one.
Yeah, good start there to get into the zone. Milko came in with speed to get this going.
Yep. And able to clear. 50 seconds left in the man advantage for Ashland. There's Brian Mateer into the corner. Nice job here. Maybe just killing some time. Keep it down low. Good work there by Mateer.
Got to work extra hard on that Zamboni door corner. Break an ankle over there if you're not careful.
Jake Rousseau again cycling it back. Killing more time. 28 seconds left here in the man advantage. 7 minutes left in the first. No score. Mustangs down the clockers of Ashland. Brian Mateer is able to get it in deep. Nice job there by Jake Rousseau again, killing the time. Ashland with 11 seconds left, one more rush. Pass is just missed there by Fish as I'm unable to get it. Dumped back in, and that should do it. Good kill there by the Mustangs, Joe.
Yeah, a little bit of little shakiness in the defensive zone early on, but they seem to have figured it out in the second half there.
Exactly. Flipped up high, glove down, nice little pass.
Oh, he couldn't handle it. That one was too close to his skates. Couldn't decide whether to kick it up or stick it, and it was too late by the time he made the decision.
Jake Rousseau back the other way. Block down there, wide open. As he's able to bury it. Well done. Gary Gover with the first goal of the season. I think that was Gover that got it.
Yeah, it was Gover. It was a shot on net by Russo. It just hit the far pad right out front. Set shot. Intentional rebound shot. One of those guaranteed goal things. You hit it off the far, shoot it towards the far post, and second guy comes in and buries it.
That's a great play right there. Again, it's the first play by Rousseau. You'll be able to draw the defenseman to you, and then someone like Gover, as a senior, drives that net. You're in the right place at the right time, and so Norwood draws first blood, up 1-0 here. 6 minutes left in the first. Gover from Rousseau, first one of the season. Brendan Allen, junior, dumps it in. Working over there. Stevie Grenham, number 10, quickly on ahead to Dooley. Dooley gets the shot off. Stepped in there. George Tolman, the sophomore, got some time last year as a freshman defenseman.
Yeah, Tolman stepped up at the right times at points last season.
He really did. Yeah, there was, and you looked at somebody like that between Tolman and Jack Lydon. Like you said, you lost you lost Reardon defensive, you lost Hennessy, you lost some strong defensemen last year, and so you're going to be looking at Bruthrod, Lydon, Tolman, and a lot of these guys, Cataldo, to really step up defensively. So we'll roll out the line of Spadorsha. I think he's got Miles Kidd and Brendan Mateer. Defensively, Lydon and Cataldo. Nick's able to keep it in. Dumps it down into the corner. They continue to battle.
Yeah, so puck sticks underneath the divot in that corner. I got a couple assists from that corner, I'm not going to lie.
And they'll put it on the board, and So Nick Spadorsha is able to get it, but it's gloved down there by DeVazio.
Yeah, one of the most memorable goals I was on the ice for against Walpole, if you watch the video. I dump it in from just inside the red line, kicks off the Zamboni doors, comes right out to the circle, and I zip it over to Sean Monroe, who buried it.
Just the way you drew it up.
Yeah,
just the way
secondary
you drew it up.
assist coming from the Zamboni doors.
Ashland will take it in. Catado will work. Catado's able to come away with it. Blocked off there. Recovered by Miles Kidd. Aiden Fish takes it behind his own net. Puts it on up head to Matt Milko. Milko will take it back behind, reverses itself. Comes on up ahead to Nick Fish.
I think that one kicked off the boards, did it not?
They're starting to play that on purpose now.
We used to draw them up during we had morning practices here. Dump it right in.
Matt Milko had the drive to the net, shot that wide, picked up there by Mark Milko.
Got the captain line back out here.
Got some time, got a line change going.
Seen a couple new defensive pairings. Jared Shea's out there with Lars Boothroyd.
Go.
Nice
Couple
pinch.
different combinations that the staff is trying.
Yep. And like you said, you've got some guys here that you can kind of fill into those roles. Looking outside, just not able to get enough on Marchand. Up on net. Bartuca will sweep it wide. Careful there.
Yeah.
Brett Irwin is able to kick it in back into the zone for Ashland.
Good crowd here.
Very good crowd. It always is. You can kind of start to, you always get that first game where the folks are wearing the jerseys and the student section is here. As the season progresses and as the teams do well, like you did last year, you start to draw more and more folks. The football team, for Norwood did very well this year, and so you'd find the student sections continue to get bigger. So it's kind of exciting to watch.
Yeah, and it seemed to be down the first couple of years of my high school career. And it was cool to see us progress as a team to also progress as a fan section.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So Norwood will ice it, 3:06 left here in the first period. Norwood still hold on to that 1-0 lead on Harry Gover's first goal of the season. Face-off will come down to Bartuca's right. Tommy Dooley centering up. One back here.
Allen and Sharkey.
Knocked in by Jack McGuff. McGuff trying to work it out. Puck remains in. Got a high stick. So it'll come all the way down. Yeah, that was quite an excitement last year to watch that run through the playoffs and even leading up to the playoffs the way that you guys had started out kind of, a couple ties, a loss here and there, weren't quite sure exactly to try to find your identity, and then just went on that unbeaten streak between the ties and the wins. Really ran the table nicely last year. It was excitement to follow.
Yeah, I got a little stat about that. The last time the Mustangs lost a game was on New Year's Eve of last year to Walpole, non-conference game.
Well, I know that the Mustangs, have got them again the New Year's Eve this year, so we'll see what the Mustangs, maybe they can right that ship against the Rebels.
Yeah, it's always a fun game to watch.
Yep.
A lot of alum come back and watch.
Oh, yeah.
Good crowd usually comes out.
Devazio way out of the net is able to sweep it to the side.
Calling a rough
I think they're calling a rough
on Ashland.
on Ashland, yeah.
To get our first look at the Mustangs power play, they're going to send out Marchand, Rousseau, and Gover, D-pairing Jack Lydon and Lars Boothroyd.
So Jake Keveney for the Clockers goes out for the rough. Was away from the play, too. 2:31 left in the first. The 2-minute man advantage for the Mustangs.
Two lefty defensemen out here. We'll see what Lydon can do on the off wing, the off D side. As Boothroyd gloves that down.
He's able to keep that puck in. Cycle down low. Bounces in front. Ashland's able to clear all the way down. Lydon will come in, take it behind his own net. Leaves it there for Ants. Ants quickly on ahead to Rousseau. Rousseau continues to work hard.
That could have been another one.
Lydon steps in. Lydon to go over. Just shot it wide. Ants will take it. Looking up that far wall. Quickly on ahead to Lars. Lars loses his stick.
Yeah, that got slashed.
Yep. Able to pick up another one here.
One of those rare times when the top 6 inches
Yeah, you can see it. It's over there. So it's
snaps off.
Yep. So he's smart enough to know to just drop it and move on his way. Here's $200 for his trouble.
Yeah, maybe under the tree.
That's right, yeah. Maybe if he's good, Santa will bring him a new one.
Stays out of the penalty box.
Exactly. Nice puck movement there. Unable to connect. Lars will dump it in with a new stick. Picked up there by Gover behind the net.
I think he has the same one.
Gover.
He has the same stick that he broke.
There you go. On ahead. Quick little shot there. Just whistles wide. Back up to Lars Bootsrod. He'll wait. Holds it on in. Rousseau dumps it back down to Gover. Gover on ahead. Marchand up quickly. Oh, just off of Lars' stick. And he's just able to kind of recycle it back.
Hit the heel of his stick and just died. He thought it was going to bounce on him, and it didn't hop at all.
Exactly. So we'll get a defensive change here. 9 seconds left in the man advantage. 36 seconds left here in the first period. Norwood still on the 1-0 advantage. Quickly on ahead to Mateer. Mateer drains the blue line. Leaves it on there to Kidd. Kidd loses it. Blind pass out there. But Baselli's able to track it down for the Clockers. Catado, nice stop and turn on that. Got himself some time. Oh, picked off there. Nice save. Oh, and that was just sitting there loose. Catado's pass was picked off by Jack Reep, but Bartuka was able to make the pad save. Spadorsha right into the breadbasket at the buzzer. A nice little play there by Nick Spadorsha right there at the opportune. You never know what you're going to get. Well, Joe, a nice little start there for the Mustangs. Some great end-to-end action. Bartuka looks strong. He's had to, he's been challenged, and like I said, Coach Allen's been throwing out 3 lines and a bunch of different pairings. So everyone on that bench has got to be ready. You don't know when you're going to get the call. Your thoughts here on that first period before we head to the break.
Well, it was a better start than we had last year against them, and it's one of those. That's the most nervous for most players. The most nervous you'll be all season until the playoffs.
Yep.
Just getting back into the swing of things, and then guys who have never played in a varsity level game before. So hopefully they've done enough to get into the speed, and in the locker room, make sure the captains are talking about, hey, that's it. That's hockey. We're going out here to play hockey. Most of us have played our whole lives, and let's just go out there and win this game. We got 2 periods left, and there's nothing to be nervous about anymore.
And you've been in there in that locker room with Coach Allen in between periods. You've been, primarily when you guys have been ahead. So he comes in there with a 1-0 lead. What is Coach Allen saying to these guys to get them ready for the second?
Usually they take some time. The staff talks. They make a couple adjustments. They come in. They let us know. Not a whole lot to adjust this period. Yep. Maybe less odd man rushes going the wrong way for us. Make a second choice at the blue line instead of stepping up every time, because that can cost you. Just play smarter hockey. Think through everything, but don't think too much and turn the puck over.
Yep. So we will be right back with second period action again with your score here from Rodman Arena in Walpole. Norwood Mustangs on Harry Gover's first goal of the season lead the Clockers of Ashland 1-0. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Chief Bill Brooks of the Norwood Police Department. The men and women of the Norwood PD are committed to protecting you and to providing you with top quality service. We're busy. Norwood is a nice town, but in any given 24-hour cycle, we handle anywhere from 65 to 90 radio calls and officer-initiated events. We patrol the town's 10 square miles, including over 100 miles of roadways. Our traffic enforcement focuses on places where crashes have occurred, neighborhoods where residents have reported chronic violations, and offenses that impact crashes like speed, texting, running stop signs and red lights, and failing to yield to pedestrians. When we're not tied up on calls, we work hard to build relationships with members of the community. So you'll see our officers out walking footbeats, checking in with merchants, and stopping at sporting events to chat with kids. We believe that every resident should know, or at least feel like they know, a member of our department. So if you see us, stop and say hello. We'd love to chat with you. On behalf of the men and women of the Norwood Police Department, it's our pleasure to serve you.
All right, we're back here for second period action. Mustangs will be going right to left here for the second period. Quickly into the Ashland zone, and bang! Gover just like that. 11 seconds in, and Gover gets his second of the game, second of the season. Took a funny hop there. And DeVanzo, I don't think saw it. And Gover, once again, Johnny on the spot. First goal off the rebound. Second, right place, right time.
Yeah, it looks like Harry Gover's punched in here against the Clockers. I've been workshopping that all week.
Wow.
All week I've been thinking about that.
Outstanding. When you talk about, giving up that early goal or giving up a late goal can be real tough. Boy, 11 seconds in, and Gover is able to give the Mustangs a 2-0 lead. So we'll see what the Clockers' response is, as here comes Gover again.
Just out of reach there.
Yep.
Just behind his stick.
Nice look. Little pickup in the skates here of Norwood. Quickly, Fish comes back. Bartuk is off the deflection there, as Leiden's able to get a stick on it. But that's a great start. You couldn't have asked for a better start there, Joe, for the Mustangs to pick up that second goal.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot of that. You want to be able to take teams out of the game as early as possible with the personnel you have, obviously. And hopefully Gover has a big season.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things, with the loss of the seniors from last year is, who steps up, to take the roles that you need to score those goals. You lose Walsh, you lose Martin, you lose a lot of your offensive punch. And boom, bang, just like that, where Miles Kidd, the sophomore.
First varsity goal.
There you go.
Save the puck.
Good for him. Oh, he's got to be psyched. That's fantastic.
He's amped. Yep. That's one of the best feelings. You always remember your first. Never forget it.
And you get to lead the line down.
Force Ashland to call a timeout.
Yeah.
What a great start to the second period here for the Mustangs. Got to be happy with that.
Sure, you have no idea probably what the captains or what Coach Allen had to say between the periods, but whatever it was.
It worked.
It worked, and they have come out flying. 13:57 left. And Joe, boy, like you said, it takes Ashland to take their only timeout now. Probably a good idea. You don't need to let this game get away from you. A 3-0 now obviously is a little different, but boy, what a great move.
Yeah, we can go back and talk about the goal there. It just came back from behind the net. Ashland goalie had no idea where it was, and Miles Kidd looked in the net.
Yep.
He's not even looking at me.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it right into the open cage.
Yeah. Those are sometimes also those dangerous ones.
Oh,
where it looks that open, and you're like,
sometimes you got too much.
Please don't miss. Please don't miss. And Kidd did not. The sophomore is able to, like you said, Joe, get his first goal, first varsity goal. Gives them that nice, comfortable 3-0 cushion here. Like I said, Ashland will sit here and try to regroup, and that line will stay out. Spadorcia centering up, facing off there against Brett Irwin. So we'll see now what the Clockers' response is. This will be a really big test for them. Sabatetti able to dump it in.
Yeah, this is a situation where it's a test for both teams. Are you ready to step on the gas, put the pedal to the metal, or are you going to sit back and try to defend a lead?
Yeah, the other thing too is you just got to be careful, is you don't want this game to get a little too chippy in terms of body contact, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, good sweep there out by Spadorcia.
So Ashland will try to take control. They're unable to. Shuffled up there by Baselli. Quickly on ahead. Dumped in by Sibity. As George Tolman will take it. He turns coming this way. Up ahead to Spadorcia. Spadorcia tries to one-time it there against Kidd. Kidd continues to work. Just a missed pass there. But Nick Spadetti is able to shot. Just whistles wide. Matt Milko goes in for Ashland. He's broken up there.
Yeah, Clocker's having a tough time putting it on the 4x6 today. Not a whole lot of screening from him. He's a goal. He shoots, he scores! That's Stephen Grenham!
Yep, Stephen Grenham picks up
That's his first.
Yeah, that was just a mistake there by DeVanzo. He just completely lost sight of that puck, just kind of stopped on it. And once again, you want to be at the right place at the right time. Senior Stevie Grenham, that's a great start for him. One of those things, Joe, we asked, you said, where's the goal scoring going to come from this year and who's going to step up? And you've got Gover with 2, Kidd, and now Grenham with his first. And it's 4-0 Norwood with 12:30 left in the second as Norwood continues the pressure here. And we'll see what kind of lines now the Mustangs start to roll out against the Clockers. And
Steven comes over the bench, gets a high five from Coach Allen.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Should get a high five from everybody.
That's right. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Good for them. That is kind of fun. It is kind of fun to be able to see, these kids who have worked so hard for the program, especially someone like Steven, his senior year, makes the varsity, and in his very first game, again, Johnny on the spot.
Yep.
And so we'll be able to see here what the Clockers are going to be able to do, but they wind up icing this one. So this will come all the way back.
Yeah, that's one of those things people, kind of talk down upon as being at the right place in the right time, but, that's half the battle some of the time. You're in the right place. It means you're in the right place, so
Yep.
you know that much of the game.
Yep.
And sometimes you're just there to bury it.
Well, one of the things that, the coaches will always preach is a lot of this game is positioning, and you've got to be in that right spot. And Norwood continuing to do that. They continue to buzz around the net here. Marchand works into the corner, picked up there by Gover. Gover turns, pinned up against the far boards. Gover wins it out of there. That was a good, strong play. Blocked down there by Nick Fish. That one hurt. Quickly on back ahead to Leiden. Leiden will shoot. Comes loose again. Those are sitting there. Ledger's able to keep it in for the Mustangs.
Devonzo having a tough time tracking the puck even when it hits him.
Yeah, he looks like he's battling. Here comes Nick Fish. Fish is able to catch Bartuka on the blocker's side. I think Bartuka wishes he probably had that one back.
Yeah, I think he tipped it off his glove. He tried to bring his glove too far across his body, and it just slipped under.
Yep.
Slipped under his blocker.
So Nick Fish is able to put the Clockers on the board. 11:31 left here in the second. 4-1 now. So kind of what happened here with the girls' game. It was 0-0 after one, and both teams just kind of exploded in the second. So we've been able to pick up 4 goals here in this second period, and still we're not even we're only about 4 minutes in. So let's see what this does here for the Clockers' confidence as they've closed the gap now to 3. Nick Spadorsha will take it for the Mustangs, chips it on ahead to Kidd. Kidd dumps it in deep. Irwin gathers it up for Ashland. Quickly over to the defensive partner. Back on behind to Reardon. Jack Reardon, the freshman.
Good forecheck here by the Mustangs, as they've had all game. They're sending in, 2 guys carry the puck, pressure the puck, and one guy's hanging out by the blue line with the defenseman on his right and left, and it's proved to frustrate the Clockers here.
Ashland keeps it in. Bocelli works behind the net. Down he goes. Picked up high off glass. Held in tight. Ashland continues to got Kidd on the far side. Takes a little hop, but Reardon is able to corral for the Clockers. Catalo dumps it in deep. Ashland breaking out, quick on ahead. Bocelli trying to split.
Good move.
All the way through. Continues to control. Looks like the net popped off down there.
They're going to call a penalty. No, they won't.
Yeah.
It looked questionable. I didn't see if he got pushed or not, but he did push Bartuka into the net, and the net off its pegs. They're going to let it go. As things have been pretty calm for penalties. We've only seen, 1 for each team. A clean game so far.
Oh, sure. Yep. Oh, that's a nice little shot there. Chris Moriarty.
Tip by Reese. Reap, excuse me. Takes a funky bounce off the half wall.
So Tolman will bring it out. Chipped on ahead. There's Fish again, the goal scorer for Ashland. Try to bat it. Whoa! Well done there. Fish tried to pitch that one to Matt Milko, and Matt Milko was almost able to bat that one in. And in the interim, I think the Mustangs are going to be a man down here on the interference call. I think they got Max Sharkey for the penalty. So Sharkey goes to the box. That's got to just probably be bad parenting, if anything. So with Mr. Sharkey just a couple down from us. He'll appreciate his son getting on the score sheet. So big kill here again. 9:42 left in the second. Ashland goes on its second foul play. Nope, he's able to keep it in. That certainly looked
allegedly
close. That one will get
that
out.
One's definitely out. Jake Russo to the races.
That's a nice little. Wow, there's Anthony Marchand.
Blows a kiss to the crowd.
Kind of a weird play there. Rousseau, absolutely took off, and everyone just kind of seemed to lose track of what was going on.
Well, you just knew something like that was going to happen as you saw Russo go to the races with number 6 of the Clockers.
Yeah, Fish was behind him there.
Yeah, and
that stick up.
Sent the stick into the atmosphere, but Anthony Marchand was there to just pick it up and drag it around the goalie.
Yep. So Anthony Marchand picks up his first of the year, and just like that, they are able to kind of recapture that 4-goal lead, and 5-1 here now with 9:11 left in the second period. Bocelli works down deep, bothered there by Kyle Ledger.
Mustangs still shorthanded.
Bang! Jack Reap comes right back. And just like that, it's 5-2.
Yeah, you had a feeling Reap was going to score. He had a good tip that was just tipped wide by him, just a few minutes ago, and found himself with the puck on the close circle here to Bartuka's left, and he just rips it home far side.
Yeah, that was a nice setup there as he's able to kind of found himself there, sat, was patient, and it was just a heck of a shot there. So end to end, like I said, it was 1-0 after 1, and then I guess both teams decided to kind of wake up and whistle a few more at the nets than they had been during the first period, as the goalies have been under fire. So Ashland kind of got what it needed, so they have now closed the gap again back to 5-2. I think they're putting Sharkey back in the box.
Because he has to serve. He has to serve it, but it's back to 5-on-5.
Yep.
Which I never understood.
No.
Kind of a weird rule.
Yeah. So Sharkey will have to serve the remainder of his time, although, again, obviously, with the goal, we go back full strength. Spadorcia here wins the draw. Quickly over to Leiden.
Leiden with Catalano here as a pairing.
That'll whistle around to Miles Kidd, the goal scorer. Hops on down. Catalano's shot just goes wide. Nick tries to backhand that one in.
Good hit there by Mateer.
Leiden will dump it back in. Nick Spadorcia takes it. Working up the wall. Tipped on out. And Catalano will chase back. And then Leiden will take it.
Yeah, Mateer finishing his hits here in the second period. He's kind of shying away from it when I talked to him before the game, and in the first period he showed it. He had some carryover injuries from the Thanksgiving football game, so he said he was going to try to stay out of the physical game, but if it came to it, he was going to pull it out, and right there he did.
Yeah, like you said, especially here with the first full game of the season, those first couple hits early on, not like you said, not only giving but taking, so that's always important. So Fish will draw in here with, I think, gets Spadorcia down there. Fish's shot sails up wide, tipped in by number 17, Jackson Riva. He'll dump it in deep, picked up by Lars Boothroyd. Zips on ahead. Able to clear out. Nick on the backhand. Blocked and right back in there by Ashland. Bartuka stops it, leaves it there for Boothroyd.
Yeah, Spadorcia trying to do too much on the red line. I might just be ripping on him because he's my brother, but I think he tried to receive it, bank it off the boards with his backhand, and turn around, which I've literally never seen anybody do ever successful. So we'll try to get away from that habit.
I think it does if you're playing like EAH sports.
Yeah.
You can do that with a left bumper.
And
you can definitely do that.
Yeah, bank pass is like extra points and be a pro mode.
Yeah. Here on the ice, it's hard to do. It's hard to do physically.
Yeah.
So 7:39 left. 5-2 is your score here with the Mustangs on top. Faceoff comes out to Devanto's right-hand side. The referee's still trying to square things away. Tommy Dooley is going to step in for the faceoff. He'll be paired up with Grenham, and far side there with Miles Kidd. So this line has been able to bury a couple things. Stepped in there. George Tolman with a nice hit. Dooley comes in strong as well.
A little bit of extracurricular on the half court here.
That. Yep. They all continue to battle. Tolman.
Janitor shot, put everything into it, and flew forward.
Get it towards net. You never know what's going to happen. Again, it looks like Devanzo's been struggling a little bit with his puck control, so anything on net right now kind of becomes an adventure. That just misses, and that's going to go all the way for the ice. And Tolman will touch up, and we'll bring it back.
Yeah, so I gave a call to Anthony Marchant and Jake Russo before the game, and I asked them the same question. I said, what are your hopes for today, and what are your hopes for the season? They both reiterated the same message, that, they just got to take it day by day, practice by practice, game by game, and they're excited to try to make another tournament run.
Yep. It's one of those that, with you guys last year and then the year before, like, everything seems to be kind of progressing. Your junior year, you were able to get that one win down at, for the overtime, and then you come back here, you get another win. So just try to see what they can do here. Some nice puck movement there, but Devons was able to get the leg pad out. He's able to make the save. Looks like Norwood is going to go on the power play here.
Yeah, we're going to see who it's for.
Going to get the call for the high stick.
Good hustle there by Bartuka. He was, 3 feet away from the bench there. Must be participating in sprints.
Yeah.
He's had plenty of time to get out there and skate the last couple weeks.
Brett Irwin, the senior, he'll go for the high stick. 6:42 left. Norwood goes back on the power play. And this is going to be, Joe, this will be a huge kill. This is an important kill for the Clockers here. They really cannot afford to give up another one. So they'll see what their defensive can do. Matt Milko can't
glove
clear
down.
it.
There's a hand pass. Yeah, Leiden just got his bottom hand off his stick and just gloved it down. Russo didn't see him do that, obviously, and just took possession with his stick. So we're gonna take a face off all the way down. 1:51 left in the power play. Just 9 seconds in.
So this come off to Bartuka's right as Rousseau will step in for the face-off. One back there. A little miscommunication there in terms of who's going to get that. Tolman quickly across, sharply ahead, gaining the red line. Rousseau all the way in deep, kind of loses it. Able to regain. Clockers take it around from behind. Tolman steps in, pinched in deeply, nicely. Gover's unable to keep it. Matt Milko is chasing Leiden. Leiden's able to escape. Comes on up with a head of steam. Carrying it end to end. There's a nice little rush here by Leiden. Looks across, and there it is. Oh, nice play. Boy, I tell you, that was a great rush by Jack Leiden.
We'll see who gets credit for that. That's one of the strengths that Leiden has last year. He obviously carries it into this season. He's really good at taking the puck, bringing it up the side with speed, making one good move on a defenseman. Either he dishes it off, or if it's the last defenseman, he'll just come in and get a shot on net.
Yep. He was able to put that on net. Looked like one of the Clockers defensemen kind of got caught up in their skates, and I think they're going to give it to Gover. So that'll be his third tonight.
Yeah, so a hat trick in the first game.
Hat trick in the first game for the senior assistant co-captain. But that was a great rush there by Leiden. And again, it was just kind of an unfortunate bounce for Ashland in that it caught the defenseman's skate and just was sitting there. And Gover did not hesitate to take that now 6-2 lead as the Mustangs have built a four-goal advantage here. And just a tough icing there. That was not a smart play as Aiden Fish kind of dumped it all the way down. Got to just kind of give yourself some patience here.
Yeah, one of those things that Coach Allen loves to talk about is puck luck. The harder you work, the more puck luck you're going to get, and that's what the Mustangs are getting today. Unfortunately, the Clockers are on the wrong side of that puck luck, but luck goes good or bad.
Exactly right. So 5:38 left here in the second. Everyone here at even strength. Michelli brings it in. He's bothered there by Cataldo. Cataldo rides him off. Ledger picks it up for the Mustangs. Trying to get it on ahead. Bounces just past Mateer. No ice. Turned over there.
Duffed bank pass. That was interesting.
Backhanded off there by Sabati. Sabati gets the shots off. Just goes wide of Bartuka. Bocelli works down there for the Clockers. Norwood's able to recapture possession. Quickly on ahead to Kidd. Kidd loses it there as Jack Reardon banks it off to his defensive partner. Set up there is Ledger's able to dump it back in.
That was a good hit there by Catalano.
Boy, he stood him up. That was a good, solid hit. I don't think Sabati obviously saw him. He's going to try to get to the bench, and he's going to have a little seat there. That one hurt.
Yeah, he's going to sit in the grocery stick position as penalties
Meanwhile,
called.
Spadorsha, I think he's going to go. So there's something else that you can make mention of on the ride home.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the.
I'll let him know.
The little backhanded.
Might be the pants.
Pass. Yeah,
might
maybe
be
that's
the
what
pants.
it is. So Spadorsha goes for the cross check. 4:31 left here in the second. So we talk about things that Ashland needs to do to keep themselves from this one getting further away from them.
Can't let up another shorthander.
Cannot let up a shorthand, and they really do need to score here on the power play.
Marchand makes the guy fall.
Yeah, strong play right there. Rousseau's able to get around. He's got Marchand breaking to the net.
That was a really weird defensive decision there. I can't see his number. He just laid out and didn't seem necessary. He had plenty of time, and as Rousseau finishes his hit and gets a glove to the face from the goaltender.
A little how do you do?
I'd be pretty frustrated, too, if I let up 6 that way.
Exactly. So Tolman with a nice little rush here, taking it on end to end. Tolman continues to work through, just ridden off, but a nice job there by Tolman. George is able again to kind of kill some time. Back on up there to Leiden. Leiden's going to hold it. He'll backhand it. Can't get it quite deep enough. Just some miscommunication there by Ashland. They don't seem to have that sense of urgency now.
Yeah, I was going to say, spirits look a little bit low on the Clocker side. You know, there was 4 guys within 6 feet of that puck, and nobody grabbed it. Rousseau he was like, oh, none of you guys are going to get it, and he dumped it right in.
Exactly. So Irwin will try to send it across there, able to keep it in deep. Riva dumps it down, quickly up top, whistles high and just wide. Puck comes all the way back out, able to kept in by the captain, Jack Reap. But that's picked up there. And
good play there by Tolman.
Good, smart play again. And Norwood is beating the Clockers down to every puck now. Look, teams have been on. You've been on teams, that in games you've been down, and kind of in a tough situation. And you just got to continue to skate because you still got a whole nother period here. So you really
there's still plenty of hockey left. I mean, you're down 4, but Mustangs have scored 5 goals this period. Who says you can't?
Exactly.
And none of them have been pretty.
No, right. So Marchand gains the line. Cotato dumps it in. Easy save there by Devanzo. He'll leave it for the defense. Unable to make that connection.
Go for icing, and it does.
Yep.
So just under 2.5 here left in the second period. Your Mustangs are up 6-2 over the Ashland Clockers.
It's been a real nice start to today's game and today's season. Gover with a hat trick thus far. You got Grenham getting his first goal. That kind of fun stuff. It's been able to see again. You've watched a lot of different combinations where a lot of guys are starting to get some playing time, and so we'll see, all of this stuff can only help them as the season goes on.
Yeah, you really want to save your legs.
Yep.
Once you're up a lead like this, obviously you want to keep it, but you're also focusing on what can we do to be healthy tomorrow and to have our legs tomorrow and have our legs for the next week.
Exactly. Jake Cavery's able to work it in. Oh, that one just rolls wide. Caveni had kind of walked in on that one. Quickly out here. Here comes Anthony Marchand. Nice little move there, but he's just knocked off the puck by Jack Reardon.
Inches away from being on a breakaway.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got quick hands.
He certainly does. And we were talking, Joe, before that we went on the air in terms of goal scorers this year, and one of the ones that they wanted to really kind of see to get started was Anthony. Had 1 goal last year. He's quite a player, but we need to kind of get him to put that puck in the back of the net, and he started that this year. Almost another near turnover there in the zone. Another turnover. I'll tell you that the Clockers are they're not making smart passes right now. They're not making smart hockey plays. And Joe, the Mustangs are just hopping on every loose puck.
Yeah, the Clockers have been trying to clear it out from in front of their net. They'll bring it around and they'll just take a turn and they'll be right in their own slot, which is kind of an interesting way to break it out. It's worked a couple times because usually you don't cover the slot when you're forechecking. You don't think anybody would do that.
We'll put it right there.
But it also could go the other way, and it could be in the back of your net.
Yeah, exactly. And then when they are trying to break out here with a minute left, they're just missing their passes on their breakout passes, and they've had a number of icings. And so 1:03 left. comes to DeVonzo's left-hand side as Tommy Dooley steps in for the draw. Quickly back, one there by the Clockers. On ahead, Tolman's able to keep it in just outside the zone, but he draws it back in on his own. Strong play there by George Tolman.
Oh, good move there by Tolman. He toe dragged him.
Yep, has Dooley in front. Unable to get across. 45 seconds left here in the second period. Ashland just looking to get out of this period here. Maybe regroup and see what happens.
Yeah, Dooley threw his hands up there. He's, where's all my help? I'm in here against 3 guys.
So Brendan Allen out there on ahead with Dooley. Allen, the junior. Dooley goes into the corner. Dooley's able to tie his man up. Allen goes in, continues to work. Ashland trying to break out from behind their own net. Good little work there. Here comes Brendan Allen. Stepped in nicely.
Yeah, it was just offsides.
Just offsides.
Dooley didn't quite get all the way out, allegedly.
Yeah.
Another pickoff in there in the zone for the Clockers, and luckily that one was called offsides.
Yep. Yeah, and again, what's kind of nice with a 6'2", cushion as it were. People like Brendan Allen. You're going to you want to get these kids out on the ice and give them some time there to kind of get their legs and game experience. Matt Milko works for the Clockers. Quick little turn fire there. Doesn't get through. 2 seconds left here. And that will do it here for the second period. Skate away, boys. Nothing to see there. Skate away, boys.
Yeah, and that was going to be something I touched on at the end of this period was, you're up by a lot. The other team's going to get frustrated.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just can't retaliate.
Yep.
You got to keep it clean.
Yeah.
You can't give up another uneven man situation. And speaking of uneven man, uneven rushes are also killing the Mustangs, as Coach Follin will give a talk to my little brother, as he often did for me.
Yeah, yep. Pat on the head, but you want to keep your cool here, especially going here into the third. You've got a nice, comfortable cushion at 6-2, so the Mustangs were able to put 5 in after being ahead only 1-0 after 1. And so after 2 complete periods here at Rodman Ford, the score is Mustangs 6 and the Clockers 2. We'll be right back with third period action.
Don't touch our remote. We'll be right back.
Do you want to stay up to date with Norwood Community Media? Then subscribe to our weekly NCM newsletter. Every Friday, our promotions department publishes an online newsletter that highlights the work of NCM and the latest happenings. It includes the full episode of Norwood News, recent clips from NCM programs, behind-the-scenes photos, and so much more. NCM works hard to deliver a steady stream of Norwood content, and this newsletter is another way to stay connected to Norwood. To receive the newsletter, just visit www.norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Scroll to the bottom of the page, click the Sign Up for our newsletter button, and enter some basic information. You'll then be added to our newsletter mailing list. It's all here on Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood.
All right, so we're ready here for third period action. Norwood comes in up 6-2, and we'll see what the Clockers' response is, what they were able to do between periods, what kind of adjustments they're going to be able to make. Leiden picks it up sharply back into the Clockers' zone. Gover's shot goes wide, looking for his 4th of the night. Down into Rousseau. Chris Moriarty is able to gather it back up. Was talking, Joe, with one of the Ashland parents here sitting next to us about this team, and it is if you look at this particular roster for this team, they are a very young team. They lost a lot of seniors from last year's team. They've got a lot of freshmen on this team, so a lot of growing pains here for the Clockers. Strong task there as the Mustangs try to make this a 5-goal game. So you got a lot of young kids, their first varsity experience, Joe. You know what that's like. You try to get the butterflies out.
Yeah, first varsity experience for me was like a 9-0 loss to Hingham. So, it's certainly a better one for these guys.
Yeah.
But once you get over that, the nervousness of the first couple shifts, sometimes the whole first period, it's really easy to get back in the game, hopefully.
Exactly. It's funny you mentioned that one. I do remember that Hingham game. I think you guys got at least 2 shots.
Yeah, I had one of them.
Did you? There you go.
From our blue line. I was going to ice it.
And that shot just will whistle wide. That would have been a nice little test there early on for the Clockers to try to take some momentum back. As Mateer comes in, he dumps that puck.
I think we were outshot that game 53-2.
Yeah, it was not.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
Finer moment. Whoa! Wrist shot
Glove
there
save
by Baselli.
and a beauty.
Yep. Bartuka strong to the task. Saw that one from Baselli the whole way. 13-11 here left in the game. Face will come off to his right. Yeah, that was a tough season. That was Coach Cliffy's last season.
Oh, tough.
That was a tough season. And, it's funny. I speak to my son, Daniel Hoover, one of your teammates for a couple years.
Yep.
He actually thought, he'll say that was kind of a development season for a lot of you guys to be able to go through that.
Oh,
Brennan there looking for a second one, driving the puck hard to the net. But to be able to come to practice, to every game with the record that you all went through, as he said, it really did build some character. And if you think about the upward trend from that 0-19-1 season, so there's something to that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would say that had a, as a hockey player, it's tough to go through something like that. But as a human being, you look back and you say, thank God that happened. You value a win a lot more.
Exactly.
You go out there and you work harder every day in order to win because you know what it feels like to lose.
Exactly.
19 times in a row.
Yeah, you guys stuck. It would have been easy to kind of give up. And, that particular class right there stuck with it. And we can see some of the fruits of that labor here as the Mustangs program continues to grow. The boys program continues to get strong.
Yeah, that felt like one of the longest seasons. I can't imagine how quick my high school career would have felt if that was a good year.
Yeah. It wasn't easy as a parent to watch. I'll tell you that much either.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Battling down around the net, and DeVazzo will hold on to it, get the whistle there.
Yeah, he's going to go to the box.
I think they're going to send both of them.
I
can't quite tell if they're waving. No,
they're just going to call it cross-check.
And again, you turn the gloves up, but Irwin's going to go for the cross-check. He's still trying to plead his case.
Pleading his case for it not to be a cross-check.
Yeah.
I pushed him with my hands. Okay, then you roughed him.
Pretty sure the ref is not going to change his mind, and the penalty
I've only seen that happen once. Sidney Crosby did it like 2 years ago. I don't think Sidney Crosby's on this ice.
Yeah, probably not. Loose puck there. Marchand's unable to gather it up, but he'll cycle it down to Rousseau. Tolman was diving in from his point up high. Marchand holds on ahead up there to Leiden. Leiden will get the shot through off of his skate.
Marchand.
Oh, if he had just kind of waited a quick little second there, might have had a better look at it.
Yeah, I know a lot of us are talking about Marchand just trying to put one in the back of the net early in the season so he can find his goal-scoring ways because he's a great passer. He had probably 20-plus assists last year at least. You just hope he can, get some in the goal column.
Exactly. You're looking to kind of give the give and go with him and Gover. Back up there to Leiden. Sharply across. That'll be picked off there. Nick Fish will knock that out. 1:06 left in the man advantage for the Mustangs. Rousseau picks it up behind his own net. He'll start to head on up ice. Gains the blue line, still continuing. Slips over across to Gover. I think Gover wasn't quite ready for that one.
Yeah, he was just finishing he was trying to pivot his hips, and as he finished the pivot, the puck was just in front of him.
Marchand cycles it down low to himself. Leaves it there for Rousseau. Rousseau lights it down low. Picked off there. Ashland's able to clear. Throws it on net with 34 seconds left in the man advantage. And Norwood will get 3 new forwards out. Reading off, here comes Nick Spadorsha. Gains the blue line. Looking for some help. Leaves it on top for Kidd. Drop back out. Lars Boothroyd will collect. Dumps that into Catalano. All the way around. Kidd dives in. Continues to battle. Pressed up against by Mark Milko. Able to clear. 5 seconds left. And Ashland has been able to survive that. And teams go back at full strength with 10:26 left in the third period. Stoppage of play here. I didn't see what we got.
Yeah, I think it just went up into the netting. Let's see where they put it, though.
Yep. So
yeah, that was the right call. It got tipped up by the Ashland player when Catalano was trying to clear it out, so that's the right call.
Faceoff comes outside the Norwood zone. Off of the boards here. Bocelli gathers it up for the Clockers, is able to split it. Shot, save off there by Bartuca. Nice job on the leg save. Good strong move by Don Bocelli. Got the shot off, but Lars Boothroyd picks it on up.
Yeah, Bartuca bailed him out on that one. He went through
really
about 4 players.
Threw on the backhand.
Good save there again by Bartuca. He's showing strong. You know, he's got two against, but he's made six or 7 saves that have that could have turned into goals very easily.
Exactly. Yep. He's standing strong. He's got good angles. He's playing it outside. Good angles that he's been able to knock down, and he's been laser focused in for like I said, for all intents and purposes today. Shot there by Rivas. Doesn't get through. Goes wide. Quick shot. Sabati just wide. Tolman picks it up high and off the glass. Picks it on out. And we'll take the penalty there.
Another good hustle play there by Stephen Grenham. You know, the first hustle play he had led to a goal for him, his first, and the second one draws a penalty.
Exactly. Yep. You know, that's that kind of stuff. You know, a play like that by Stevie Grenham doesn't really show up on the sheet. You know, obviously the penalty goes there to Bocelli, but being able to draw something like that, you know, that's kind of just, you know, you've got the man beat, so that's a great little, you know, heads up tough play by Stevie Grenham. So Mustangs go right back onto the power play, unable to capitalize the last time. So we'll see what they can do here. Puts out that first unit. Rousseau works down on up ahead to Tolman. Tolman's shot goes wide. Leiden will dump down. And Ashland's able to clear as Tolman comes all the way back to gather up. Nor will start to swing it on out. Tolman in front of his own net. Tries a quick little backhand ahead. That is gathered up there by Matt Milko. Milko sharply across to Aiden Finch.
Yeah, it was a good play by Milko. He drew all the guys with him, and then he just sent it the other way.
Yeah, and it was good. You know, you look at Fish across the other way. Again, not getting sucked in. He's got himself some wide open ice. Sharp move here by Marchand. Marchand puts on the brakes. Hope someone goes through. Tolman steps up and slaps it. Nice solid shot there. That was a nice shot there by George Tolman as Marchand had just kind of like left it for him. And George came in and sent a blistering one that was turned aside by Devanzo.
Yeah, that was his second or third harder shot that you know had a chance.
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing that, you know, doesn't go on the goal sheet but shouldn't go unnoticed.
Yeah, nice low shot too, you know. Something low down the ice looking for a rebound. Milko continues to work. No help there. 40 seconds left in the man advantage for the Mustangs. Quickly ahead there, Schmack Sharkey dumps it on into Grenham. Grenham just slightly offsides.
Yeah, still 30 seconds left in the power play. They got the line that drew it out there, so
yeah.
So some deserved power play time.
Exactly. Dooley will center it up with Sharkey and Grenham. Dump back in, just pops outside as Lars is not able to keep it in.
Yeah, Boothroyd's having a rough game here. He looks a little bit slow, a little sluggish, and hopefully he can find his groove. It's a bit late, but we'll see. Keep an eye on that.
Yeah, good-sized kid. You know, certainly got some playing time last year. Puck's able to keep that one in.
Yeah, that was a good play.
There you go. See, he's listening to you. Keeps the puck in, gets the shot on net. Catalano gets the shot on net. And Devanzo's able to hold for the face-off as Ashland's able to kill the penalty here. 7:30 left in the game. Mustangs 6, Clockers 2. So we'll have Nick Spadorsha centering up here with Mateer. That just goes wide. Jared Shea pinches in nicely. That's a sharp little play there. Nick covers back up the point. Shea's able to get all the way back. Tolman working. Puck dumps on deep. Nobody there is Miles Kidd. Pulls it ahead. Tries to get to Mateer. That's all the way back in. Takes a funny little hop there.
Yeah, Bartuca read that well. He knew he was going to take a funny hop. He got in the butterfly, and he let it hit him in the bottom of the pads.
Yeah. It's one of those, sometimes, you know, you look at a 6-2, if, you know, the action's heading down the other way, sometimes as a goalie, they hopefully don't get a little too distracted, and the next thing you know, one's coming this way. Oh, solid shot there. Brendan Mateer.
Yeah, he went across the grain. He skated to his right and shot left. Now one had a chance.
Yeah. Devanzo strong to that test. Aveny works in behind the net, tries to cycle it out front. Just wide. Jack Reardon tips loose puck. Still battling. Well done. That puck was sitting there. And that's the kind of break I think that Ashland hasn't had, Joe, this game.
Yeah, they're not getting the bounces off the goalies that Norwood's obviously had this game.
Yep.
Norwood scored 4 or 5 rebound goals out of the 6. And Bartukas seems to be swallowing them up, keeping it under control.
Yeah, and he had some nice defensive help there. So Kyle Ledger will bring it behind his own net. Looks to try to get up to Marchand. Marchand's able to clear it out. Nice little move there. Here comes Rousseau. He's got Gover. Kind of that same thing. Gover just went a little too deep as Devanzo made the save, but it would have kind of like that Gover's first goal.
Yeah, if you go back and think about the last one, it was almost the same play. A 2-on-1 shot to the back post.
That's right.
That one just took a slightly different path than the first one did, and Gover couldn't get a stick on it.
So Gover brings it in. He's disrupted there. Chipped out. Ashland working it, but Anthony Marchand,
good back check.
Great little back check. That's a great little play right there. That's kind of like a frustration there by Jack Reardon. Thought he had the play, and the next thing you know, Marchand comes in, lifts a stick, and the puck goes the other way.
Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of urgency when he had it, though, so you got to kind of expect it.
Yep.
That one off the backboards. Catalano was almost there.
He's got the wraparound.
Oh.
Plays it off of his skate. Net comes off. But you look at Catalano there, the senior. Didn't do a lot there on his junior year. Didn't get a lot of playing time, and stepping up here his senior year, really kind of diving into play, playing aggressive. It's good to see, because you need these defensemen to play good, solid, strong defense, but also to kind of get them into the flow of the offense.
Yeah, absolutely. You need all the help you can get on the defensive side this year as you lose a big one in Aiden Reardon.
Yeah.
He's a really good offensive-minded defenseman.
Exactly, yeah. He certainly was. Irwin will take the shot. That'll just go wide. Picked up there by Nick Fish. And Catalano will send it around to his defensive partner. Brendan Allen steps in. Lars Boothride. Now we kind of like letting the clockers set up here. Got to put a body on somebody. Jack Curran out, playing forward here for the Mustangs. Banked off there. Reardon will take the shot.
Tipped aside.
Spadorsha's got the stick on the ice. Well played there. Just send it harmlessly aside. Clocker's starting to cycle down low. Had someone out front. Unable to convert. Reardon dumps it back in for the Clockers. Nick Fish steps out. That one sips wide. Milko, he turns on Boothroyd. Working behind the net. Need to put a body on somebody here. They need to kind of get a change. Goalie being pulled at 4 minutes left. Penalty coming up here.
Penalty call. I didn't see it.
I didn't either. Bartuka's strong to the task. Puck is still loose. Clockers with a man advantage. And now they had a sense, but I think if I'm Coach Allen, I might want to change somebody out here. So the Clockers with the man advantage. They're just going to let that puck stop for whatever reason.
They're going to call a high stick here.
That was a long delayed penalty. And it seemed to me that right towards the tail end, Fish had a chance for it. I think, they had been out on the ice for a while. And I think Fish was like, I just, couldn't get to it. So he let the ice go and the Norwood to touch up. So 3:47 left here in the third. 2-minute penalty here. I didn't see who went, Joe. Did you see
it was Lars Boothroyd went for a high stick. I didn't see the high stick. I assume it was right out front of the crease. Unimportant to the play, but however, penalties are penalties.
Yep. So Bocelli takes it behind the net. Tries to backhand it. It's good. That went off the side of the net.
Yeah.
Bocelli gets it back.
Pretty rare occurrence.
Yeah. Sticks all the way through. Wow. Bartuka again strong to the task. Bocelli has had a couple nice little rushes, but Bartuka's been strong every time. Miles Kidd trying to find Mateo, is unable to do so. Hit from behind. Boy, that'll be easy to call.
Yeah, it was a dangerous hit.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Especially with the carryover injuries. I said industry again, second time. The injuries that I discussed earlier from football. Hopefully Brian's okay. Looks as he is. He's up and skating. Teammates are checking on him. So.
Yep. So what power play the Clockers had is now gone, and we'll skate 4-on-4. get the change here. So yeah, that's just, I think that's more of a frustration type penalty on Ashland's part there.
Yeah, it's the second time we've seen something like that. Two guys racing for a puck, the Ashland guy's behind, and he just reaches out and pushes them.
Yep. You see those numbers, you got to let the guy go. So we'll skate 4-on-4 with plenty of room out here on this Olympic-sized rink anyway.
Yep.
Rousseau's able to dispossess the puck from the Ashland defender, looking for that give and go. Not there. Sharply Marchand up ahead to Ledger that just hops over his stick.
Tough bounce there for Ledger.
Exactly. Yep. So Ledger will regroup. Tries to find Marchand. Got him. Quickly on ahead. Leiden doing that kind of the same thing. Dropping that shoulder. Gets the shot off.
Yeah, it was another good rush there by Leiden.
Exactly. Shot loose again. Oh.
Got his own rebound there. Nobody went for it on the Clocker side, and he almost put in the backhand.
You look at here, it almost looks, again, we're playing 4-on-4, but the Mustangs have been carrying the play.
Oh, he's tried to send it back to Leiden, but Leiden was going for the change. But yeah, it does look like a power play here for the Mustangs. It shows how much mental toughness, as the crowd reacts to Ledger's, how the mental toughness the Clockers seem to be lacking right now.
Exactly. So here comes Bocelli again, ahead of steam. This has probably been one of their stronger players.
Yeah, a couple bright lights we've seen in this tough game for them. They've had a few good rushes from individuals. Not seen a whole lot of team play, but again, as we talked about earlier, it is a young team.
Yep. Devanzo makes the save again. He's leaving out some nice rebounds there. So now Mustangs will go on the power play with 1:43 left in the game. 32nd man advantage. Quick little tip there. As Kidd is dispossessed of the puck. High hit there by Max Sharkey, but able to take it, knocks the man down. Strong play by Shark.
Yeah, stood him up.
Yep. And there's Bocelli again on being released. He's able to finally bury that one. Bocelli had been working all game long and tumbles for his troubles.
Yeah, that sums up their game.
Yeah. But, Joe, he had been sprung on a number of occasions and was able to, on the short-handed bid, closes the gap to 3. Might be a little too late with only a minute 20 left in the game, so the Clockers are able to get the short-handed.
Yeah, tough first shift here for de Blasi and Gillis as they're kind of left hung out to dry.
Yep. Spidorsh will knock it into the far corner with just over a minute left. All the way out and around. Joe de Blasi, the senior, quickly ahead. Jump back in as Brendan Gillis takes a little hit for his trouble. De Blasi again. Continues to work hard. Big football player. He's been working hard his entire career, so it's kind of nice to see him make the varsity in his senior year.
His little brother also made the squad. Exactly. I don't think he dressed today, but he's on the team.
Makes it easy for the de Blasi family in terms of having to come to the games. You got maybe two to watch.
Yep.
Your final 30 seconds here in the third period. As Matea's shot goes wide, so it goes all the way back down for the ice. And 20 seconds left. Joe, I think, watching this today, a good from all phases of the game today, I think, for the Mustangs. Offensively, obviously, putting in 6 is fantastic, but I think even defensively and in the neutral zone, all did quite well. All did quite well today.
Yeah, one of those things that I know Coach Allen's going to say no matter the outcome of the next 20 seconds, they win. They're never satisfied. Right. We won. Tomorrow we're right back at it, making adjustments as number 16 got a little too excited there on that offsides. Yeah. Jake Shapiro. He always comes in the locker room, gets the guys hyped about the win, and then he settles them down and says, hey, get ready to work.
Yep.
Tomorrow will probably be a day off. It's a Sunday. But you're right back to work on Monday, getting ready for the next one. Yeah, well, like I said, I think they got Medway or Medfield coming up this week. Then they head out to Nantucket, which should be kind of fun for a trip out to the island to play the Whalers of Nantucket. So there's no rest for the weary here. And then, like you said, you've got that Walpole game on the 31st. So there's, but if you got to start a season, this is the way you want to get it. You want to get that first 2 points under your belt there.
a good solid effort, I think, from beginning to end for the Mustangs. From the first period, you just had the 1-0, and then just exploded there in the second and was able to withstand. Again, Ashland being, a lot of freshmen. They lost most of their scorers from last year. So, but take nothing away from the Mustangs. That was a good, solid win.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe we play them again at some point. So, that should be interesting as the younger guys on the Ashland side, get into the swing of things. It's going to take a little bit longer than it would for the experienced team of the Mustangs. But it should be interesting in the second game. Should be a lot of fun and, kind of an exclamation point to start the season.
Right.
Something that we didn't really expect to see, a goal from Grenham, a goal from Kidd,
yep.
and a Harry Gover hat trick, who probably had 3 all season last year.
That's
so,
right. And the big one, getting Anthony to get that first
yes,
goal
absolutely.
Season. And, you're going to need him to really produce, not only with the assists, which we know he can do, and setting up the playmaking, but he's got to put those pucks in the back of the net this year. And, so it's always kind of fun to see, Ashland kids who've seen a lot of these other guys, and they talk to each other and stuff like that. So good quality win today for the Mustangs. Great game, great way to start the season.
Yeah, one thing I think the Mustangs should take away this season before we end the video here is that, I don't think we saw a pretty goal all day. And I mean, last year coming off a season where goals seemed to come easy, and a lot of the times they were beautiful goals, but, you don't always have to have a beautiful goal.
Nope.
On the score sheet, nobody
sheet.
says, "Oh, this one went bar down."
That's right.
No, that doesn't show on the score sheet. They all count the same, and that's the most important thing, is that you score the goals no matter what.
Exactly. So a great game. So your final here from Rodman Arena in Walpole. Your Mustangs 6, the Ashland Clockers 2, 3.
3.
They took the scoreboard off already. At the age of 54, you start to forget things. Michael Donnell on the camera for us here for NCM. On behalf of Joe Spadorsha, Mark Hoover, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Have a great afternoon.
See you next time.